Let me bring you up to speed. A bunch of kids with questionable fashion senses go all sliders and end up in a weird watercolor forest. They meet a bunch of friendly pink creatures that resemble other pink things that shall not be named, and one very big unfriendly nope. The pink ones digivolve into not so pink Streets of Rage talking cacti dinosaurs and fight off the said nope. Except they don't, and everyone goes tumbling down.
The Digivolution is up and running. Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know what's coming? A Digi Destiny starts today. Let me hear you say. Digimon, Go Masters, Digimon are the champions.
So everyone is falling, but luckily this is the river where our boy Aquaman can finally shine. Now here's a question. Are these fish Digimon? Are they always there in the river, or do they spawn when Goemon uses his ability? Also, apparently they're insanely shock absorbent. As everyone is safely on the fishboat, Quagamon decides he wants to have a swim too. For some reason. Well, we have established that he isn't exactly the sharpest of the bunch. Wrong metaphor. They get to shore where Joe tries his hand at puns.
What was that, a floating fish market?
Only to get schooled by Goemon on how it's really done.
Lucky for us, those fish were having a school reunion. We can be funny.
They now need to learn all the new Digimon names, and the Digimon explained they were only able to digivolve by borrowing energy from the kids. How or why? I don't know. No, but seriously, even they don't know.
Even we don't know everything.
Actually, Palmon knows.
Thanks for my magical power.
Joe is, again, the only reasonable of the group.
My folks warned me about strangers.
I'm not a stranger, Joe. I'm your friend for life.
For as long as you have life energy for me to suck on.
He has the actual sensible idea to stay put so they can be more easily found, which is actually what you're supposed to do in a situation like this. Tai goes all leader of the Digi-Destined and says let's go to the beach, and everyone is like yay, beach episode. They walk downriver with a lot of banter along the way until they finally hear a phone. They then find the source of the sound, a bunch of payphones randomly standing on a beach. What happens to them at high tide? Honestly, I think that whoever thought this up either dreamt it or was high on something of questionable legality.
My theory is aliens. They've set these phone booths out as a trap.
Izzy's right. If there's anything National Geographic taught me, it's that it's always aliens. Joe continues being reasonable as Goemon throws down with another magnificent pun.
So people can call their parents for a ride home.
Parents? What exactly is a parents?
Followed by the most realistic reaction anyone could possibly have to hearing said pun.
That's it. I'm out of here.
Everyone thinks they're a Tai or a Matt, when in fact we're all just Joes. They get trolled by answering machines who are as high as the people who thought of putting them there.
Tomorrow's forecast calls for clear skies with occasional ice cream.
What do you wear for that?
This number only exists in your imagination. Please hang up and don't call back.
I want that answering machine. Matt challenges Tai's Digi-Destined leader authority for the first time.
It's a waste of time doing nothing but sitting here.
I'm going to stay here for a little while and see if anyone calls.
He does have a point though, the phone literally rang when he got here. They sit down for lunch where TK shows his mad skills.
Why don't you be a good little boy and share those treats with dear sweet Mimi? Aw, you don't have to be so nice, Mimi. I'm happy to share. You're the best. Isn't she cute?
Forget it.
Matt, your brother is the best wingman I have ever seen. He is literally handing her to you on a silver platter. Don't be a fucking idiot and hit that! Mimi shows she's a troll.
Why didn't you tell us you had a compass back when we needed one?
I thought it might be kind of fun to see how far we could get without one. Besides, it's broken.
And Joe shows us that he's the real hero here, fighting against the tyranny of girl privilege.
Ugh, Mimi, you have got to stop thinking of yourself and do something to help somebody else for once. Take a little responsibility.
But that bag's too heavy for me.
Bitch, it was your turn to carry the bag.
Today was her day to carry the bag.
Also, Palmon foreshadowing?
Think he likes ya? No way.
We'll see. They then discover yet another tidbit about Digimon life.
We Digimon hunt and forage for ourselves.
What do they hunt? Other Digimon? Digi-eggs? Those fish friends of Goemons? How does digital digestion work? I have so many questions. Eventually, their spidey senses start tingling as the enemy of the week appears, Shellmon.
What's a shellmon? Something that gets mad for no reason.
Man, Digimon are really temperamental. Though to be honest, with a haircut like that, I'd be mad all the time too. The Digimon all try to fight, but they're all too hungry, except Agumon, who was munching on some crackers. Tai and Agumon try to work together, with Tai being the bravest or stupidest 11-year-old EU. Or both. And I have seen way more than enough hentai to know where this is going. It's just not a real beach episode without attempted tentacle rape. But now it's time for our first champion Digivolution, everyone's favorite, Greymon. Man, those must have been some sick crackers. The two Digimon go full WWE and Greymon sends Shellmon to Suplex City. And no, I don't know what a suplex is, but that's where he sent Shellmon. With the weekly villain defeated, the kids decide to go look for whoever is high enough to put a bunch of payphones right by the waterline.
Okay, here we go!
Yay, we're lost, we have limited food and we've already been attacked by two deadly creatures. Digimon! So yeah, today's episode left me with a million questions, 99% of which I'm sure will never actually be answered. Aside from Digiworld logic, we do get more of the Digimon's actual personalities this episode. In particular, I like how some of them seem to be either polar opposites of their partner, like Joe and Gomamon, or at the very least, different from them, like Mimi and Palmon.
Do you think you put too much emphasis on appearance? Well, honestly, I've never really thought about it.
So they don't just amplify their characters like Agumon does for Tai. Instead, they actually promote interesting dynamics and possibly even character growth, though that remains to be seen. I'm gonna keep my eye on Joe and Gomamon. I see them going places. I found myself laughing quite a few times during this episode, probably because I'm a sucker for puns, though the one where Joe was like, nope, this pun is too fucking bad, I'm going home, was legit funny. I'm also surprised how much I find myself relating to Joe. He's the only one reacting to this whole situation like a real person would. Also, other than TK, he's the only one who doesn't wear gloves. Check that shit out. Why do they even need them? It was summer, and they have no sleeves. Why? This episode was very low on plot, instead focusing on introducing the characters and their relationships, which was severely lacking in the previous one, so I'm overall fairly pleased with this one. It raised a lot of questions, but it also laid down the groundwork for future character arcs, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they develop. This episode gives us the start of two running gags, Joe being allergic to everything and Izzy thinking it's aliens. In the original, the Digimon don't say they used the kids' energy to evolve, they just say it was thanks to them that they managed to do it. Much less creepy if you ask me. In the original, TK opens his bag of goods and Mimi points out that he doesn't go to their school, which prompts him to say that he was just visiting his brother, which answers my question about camp age segregation from the last episode. Agumon's name comes from the Japanese onomatopoeia agu agu, which means to bite. Here's a live demonstration from an adorable Japanese girl. Greymon's name comes from the actual English word grey, in this case meaning old or ancient. At least according to Bandai's very own Digimon reference book. I always did wonder about his design. Is that thing on his head like the Cubone thing? Like, is that the skull of his mother Greymon? It's weird. Also, since I forgot about it last week, Quagamon's name comes from the Japanese stag beetle, known as Kuwagata Mushi. I mean, duh. And so, another episode draws to a close. But will the kids find the owners of those payphones? Will Gomamon keep making puns? Will TK agree to be my wingman the next time I go out? We'll have to find out in the next episode of Nightwize's digital journey.
The Digivolution is up and running. Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know what's coming? A Digi Destiny starts today. Let me hear you say.
Parents? What exactly is a parent?
That's it. I'm out of here.